I am all ears. The Ghost Fancast.
Hello, welcome back to the I'm All Ears podcast with me, Alva, and we have got some motion in the works with Ghost. I am joined, of course, by Alana and Katie. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry it's been a while, but, you know, life. But we got some exciting news, and we've got a lot of heat to talk about. Now, as always on this podcast, all opinions are our own, so, you know, you can take it or leave it. If you don't like what we have to say, that's fine. Everyone's, you know, opinions are like arseholes. We've all got them. It doesn't mean I have to spread my cheeks and you all have to stare at it.
Yeah. That's a description of an opinion.
Everyone else fucking seems to. They say like the whole fucking timeline nowadays is just like butthole, 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 butthole. If you've been living under a rock, you will have seen... No, you wouldn't have seen, rather, that Ghost are now finally releasing the new movie, which is controversially titled Too Big to Rig, which we'll get onto that later. From what we've seen, because they've now released the trailer from it as well, it is a concert film, like your standard one, with a little sprinkling of behind the scenes stuff. And there's a lot that we can sort of question about that as to, like, you know, whether we're going to see Tobias talk, whether he's still going to be an enigma. But yeah, shall we dive in? Shall we start off with the title, Too Big to Rig? Now, this has ruffled some feathers because I didn't know this at first because I am just some dumbass on an island in Europe, away from what's going on over the pond, in America. And apparently this was used as a slogan by Donald Trump. Kate, do you know any... I'm just, as our resident American on this podcast, do you know why it was used? Was it something to do with, like, the actual oil industry, or...
No, okay, so I actually had to look it up, too. I actually had to, because I was like, what are you talking about, Donald Trump slogan? So, once they looked it up, I was like, oh yeah, he did say that, like, once. But it was in relation to the election and how he says that the elections are rigged.
Oh, that kind of rig. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a different kind of rigging. So he's like, oh, the elections are rigged, and we're going to make the gap between me and Kamala too big for anyone to ever say that it was rigged.
Gotcha.
I've seen some people kind of saying, like, well, I've never heard the word rig used in correlation to concerts before. And it's like, that's because you're an idiot. Like, no offense, but like it's a very common word for, like, rigging. Like that, like, rigging equipment and rigging a stage is kind of
Yeah, out of the hundreds, there's like 100 and something people on the crew in Ghost, maybe 50 plus of those will be riggers.
They also said it in the past, like one of the last promos for the US leg, you literally had Solterra being like, it's too big to rig.
Yes, he literally said that with his own mouth. It came out of his mouth.
Yeah.
On more than one promo.
And clearly they say it in the documentary as well, because they're saying it's too big to rig. That must have just been a statement that was said a lot, you know. Like, this show's just too big to rig. Like I said the first time I saw it, it's a stadium show squashed into an arena. And I think it was either Lizzie or Vicky said that whenever they went on the stage tour in Manchester, that's basically what the guy said. Like, it's an arena, it's a stadium show that they squashed into an arena, you know?
Yeah.
Also, on a completely different thing, it is it's a Spinal Tap reference.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's literally why the in the thing it was like in the saddest key, because they were like, haha, get it, it's a Spinal Tap reference.
I can see how in this, if I'm going to be the diplomatic one here, like, I can see how, like, it may feel people, especially maybe like non-white Americans, may feel uncomfortable with, like, you know, having something that they thought was a safe space use something like this. But I'm going to throw this from a unfortunate European perspective here, where a lot of and funny enough, I've spoken to my Swedish friends about this because they were the ones that brought this up. And Sweden and England, well, not England, but like, Britain, we have a very similar sense of humor where we are very self-deprecating, and we also take a lot of controversial things and make jokes out of them. Sometimes not in the best way, I'll give us that, but it's just a part of our humor. Now, I've seen a few people, and I'm not digging what people are saying here, because like it may just be that they've not thought about it from this side of the coin, where they've said like, well, how can a Swedish man reclaim something when he's not even American? And the only thing I can say to that from like an industry point of view is, if you've seen like our previous episodes on the music industry and how that has been fucked royally, not just with Ghost, bunch of other bands. And like I said, I'm working with bands like at the minute, and I'm getting tours cancelled. Like I'm meant to be going out and shooting a show, and like I get a text on the day saying like tours cancelled. And I sent something in our group earlier that there's an artist called Kelsey Carter, and she was going off on a massive rant about like how tours are just getting fucked over, and like venue cuts and everything. Go listen to our music industry episode, because that gives you a bit of insight into the current state of the touring industry. But to just quickly pinpoint the main point from that as to why this is happening at the minute was that when Donald Trump came into power, obviously, and I'm sorry we're getting political on this podcast, but if you've been listening to us for a while now, you should know that this is to be expected. But unfortunately, it comes with the territory of the touring industry at the minute. When Donald Trump came into power, also, firstly, just to back up a second, when Tobias would have been putting the show together would have been maybe in 2024, when all this started being put into production. We didn't know who the fuck was going to be running one of the biggest superpowers in the world at the time. And when that came about, it was Mr. Orange Man himself, and he started putting higher tariffs on shipping and like custom fees and visa fees and such. And I know I sound like I'm making fucking excuses here, but I promise you this is exactly what has been happening to thousands of bands at the minute. So he is kind of the cause of the problem. So why not, even as a non-American, if you've been fucked over, and also as a non-American who does have an American company, because let's not forget Phantasma Touring is based in America and may not actually possibly exist anymore, because we saw potentially that it's been moved over to the UK potentially for this reason. You're going to poke fun at the people that have fucked over your whole fucking business, aren't you? Like, that's just how I see it, is like you're satiricalizing the bad situation because of the person who's put you in that place.
Yeah, but also this is not a new thing for him. Since 2017, his man has been standing on stage shouting about how much he hates Trump. He literally went outside the White House wearing a fuck Trump button at one point. Like, 20s exists.
I was going to say, the grab 'em all by the hoo-ha is technically a reference to the grab 'em by the pussy thing that Trump says. We know that he doesn't support Trump by saying that. Yeah, like, and
he even had a characterization of him in the Imperial book. The art book is like the little inside sleeve as well. Like, he had the picture of him, making fun of him. This is not a new thing. I don't know why people are suddenly acting like him having a Trump reference in like a poking fun kind of way is a new thing. I'm like, hello? Like, I know there's like new people come in all the time who but I assume that you listen to the rest of the music. Like, I assume you haven't just come in and listened to like one song. Yeah. And that's it. And then they're just like, why is he referencing Trump? I was like, well, hello, I'd like to reference Terzo.
If it is even actually in his mind a Trump reference, because when I heard it, an American who gets tortured by the annoying orange every fucking day, I didn't even connect that. So why would a Swedish person immediately go, oh, a Trump thing? Like, hello? Too Big to Rig has existed outside of Donald Trump for several decades. So how in anyone's mind can it automatically be that?
Yeah, this is the thing as well I've said. Like, again, like, not to get too deep with it, because it's literally just a silly title for a movie. But I've always said, like fascist type people will always take things that have already existed and just make them their own thing. So it's their thing now. Because, like, Make America Great Again was not a thing that Donald Trump came up with. That was a Reagan thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he didn't come up with that either. Like, like any slogan this man has, he didn't come up with. So,
Mm.
like again, and like Katie said, it's a slogan that has existed for longer than he's been president. So, I didn't even think like when people started saying about it, I was like, "What do you mean too big to rig?" And I had to go Google what the fuck
Yeah.
anybody was on about. Like, it's my biggest problem with the title is the fact that there's a number in it at the beginning of the sentence.
And not
Yeah.
too big to
The
rig.
number
Yeah.
two,
Yeah.
big to rig. Like,
Yeah, why didn't he just swap the 2 to the second 2? There's 2 2s.
What do you mean
That's
it's not
my
called
biggest-
Ghost 2 Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah, but that's my biggest issue with it. The where the number 2 is in the sentence.
Couple of other things about like the Orange Man's like impact on this as well, just before we move on. Two things that, well, no, these are all kind of tied, I suppose. A lot of people seem to say like, you're not American, why are you getting like involved in this? Why? And I don't think people realize outside of America, and this isn't a dig like to UK or anything as an American here, but like, unfortunately, America does control a lot of the world. And even just like with everything that I said about the tariffs and customs and everything, look at our fucking gas prices.
Yeah.
Like, we in the UK and all of Europe are still paying so fucking much, like to fill up my fucking car's like petrol tank at the minute because of what this man has done. So you can't really say that it has no effect on us, because as a global thing, this has had a massive effect. And this is one point that I wrote down earlier, because it kind of like, when the tour got cancelled and then when this happened, only a matter of weeks later, it kind of, you know, made me think in hindsight, because I know we like to joke that Tobe is fucking psychic, but what happened was, like, we had him sort of say like, sorry, we're not going to be continuing with the tour, and then a couple of weeks later Trump started bombing Iran, and that's obviously when there started to be like fuel shortages, like flight cancellations, you know, the Strait of Hormuz was closed. So can you imagine if the tour had gone ahead, tickets for the countries that hadn't been put on sale yet had gone on sale, and people had bought them out of their hard-earned money, and then it got to, sorry guys, we can't actually get the boat over to Australia because the fucking strait's closed. Like, you know, like, it makes you think like this could have happened, because it happened to a lot of bands. Like, again, a lot of other bands were having to cancel because, oh, sorry, we can't get on our flights because there's a fuel shortage. Sorry, we can't get our equipment over to Australia. Parkway Drive, who are fucking Australian, had to cancel a bunch of shows because they couldn't, like, you know, fucking get their shit like over to Europe and stuff. And it's like, is this what you have rather wanted? It got to that being that far where you had already purchased tickets, and then, you know,
but not just tickets, like hotels, transport, all these things.
Everyone's
getting
visas.
your costume ready, super excited. You know, like, just like from a fan point of view, like, you getting your hotel, you're getting, like, you know, your transport ready, getting your costume ready, getting really excited to go, and then suddenly, sorry, we can't go. Like, that to me is more heartbreaking, like getting ready and getting hyped for a show for it to be cancelled, than have no show at all. Like, both suck, but one sucks a bit more than the other.
Definitely. And one thing I think I want a lot, because I'm only saying this because, like, the majority of our listeners are American. I don't think people realize is the fucking fuel prices over here, because I think me and Katie had this discussion with our other friends, Lizzie and Vicky, and didn't we calculated that your guys's high price, obviously after everything that had gone on, was what our cheap price used to be in the like 2000s.
Yeah.
So like, as has gone up extortionate. Like, what was it? I'm paying on average like £1.50 to 60, and now it's settled. It did go up to like 180, 190 a litre for petrol. And then I think, didn't we figure out that your guys's was the equivalent? Because obviously I know you guys do gallons to litres, and we did a bunch of calculations, and wasn't it like your guys's is like 80p still, and that's high for you guys? Yeah. So we're still like paying ridiculous.
Yeah. Even me in South Texas, where all the refineries are, like, it's cheaper for me than it is for like somebody in Washington State.
Yeah.
So like, it's like our gas prices are not that bad compared to other places in the world. And like, just just imagine like trying to fuel a boat or fuel an airplane to get like, And if it had been able to go, like, how expensive would the tickets have been? Because like now they have to make up all of the money that they had to spend on fuel because of all the fuel surcharges. Like it's either cancel it now or have everybody try to pay prices that they can't afford.
Yeah, and it's like what we said earlier. Obviously, like Trump had a big impact on like the global economy in terms of like exchange rates and stuff. So like like in certain countries, you know, a ticket may be the equivalent of like say $100 in like their currency, but then by the time it reaches back the people who have to pay off everything, it may only be like worth $5.
Yeah.
And then you can't afford to actually before we move on quickly, like, because I know we've been rambling on about this something on like, you know, thing, but since we did our music industry episode, I just wanted to point out something that happened in the music industry that I think showed what the fuck all of us have been blagging on about for months. So Sammy Hagar of ex Van Halen, Sammy Hagar, he sold out the O2 Arena in London when his tour went on sale. Sold it out completely, so every seat was paid for. They had to cancel and downgrade him to academy levels because they couldn't afford the production. And that was selling out one of the biggest arenas in Europe. Yeah. So it's like, you can't say, oh, well, we undersold, so, you know, we can't afford it. He sold out the O2, like, and they still had to pull the plug.
And I think as well, it's like a losing battle too, because if, like Katie said, they'd have to charge more for tickets. Yeah. And I don't think people are going to be like very understanding about having to pay more for tickets. They're not going to. And one of my biggest problems is, like, I've said this before, but when people say, like, you know, Tobias is obviously like the mastermind of Ghost, people take that as like, oh, he's in control of everything. No, he's in control of Ghost, like, artistically.
He's in control of the music, and he's in control of like how things look visually. And things like that, but that's about where it stops. Like, he's got a record label that he has to answer to.
Yeah, he's an employee of like Loma Vista and Universal. Like, he's also got people to answer to, and they're the ones who are making up, like, and the Ticketmaster and all this thing here. Like, they're all on bed together trying to get as much money out of people as humanly possible because, you know, there's a cockroach that runs Ticketmaster.
Well, remember the CEO of Live Nation said, actually, I think the tickets are underpriced, and we're like, the fuck?
Yeah, because like, and we talked about this in the live industry, the music industry episode, but like before COVID, tickets were like so reasonable. Like, you could see, like somebody talked about, they were like literally touching the stage at an Ariana Grande concert for like £25.
Yeah.
And now to get Barrier and Ariana Grande concert, it's like £800.
Yeah.
Didn't
I send something into our group? I can't remember what fucking band it was the other day, but they basically had to put out a statement to say that, like, the reason there's VIP packages and all this other bollocks is literally to save the tour, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, like, it's not great. Like, so yes, he wants to. I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, he doesn't want to make, like, he would never want to charge it. He wants to make money. Everybody does. You want to make money. You want to live. You want to do what you want. You want to do what you enjoy and make money and have a good living out of it. Of course, but I don't think Tobias is the type of person that would want to like have his fans squeezed for every penny possible. You know, because like that again, that's not going to leave a good impression of him on people, because again, a lot of people don't understand he's not the person setting ticket prices. You know, because again, people always bring up The Cure, and we said it's an music industry thing as well. He's not the fucking Cure. He's Tobias Forge of Ghost, and Ghost is like, yes, it's a well-known band. Yes, we think it's really great, but like they still haven't really. Ghost still hasn't really cracked mainstream. Mariana Cross has, but most people don't even know it's by Ghost.
Yeah,
you know, they're like that you know, Mariana Cross song. That's all they know. You know, so like.
The thing with the Robert Smith situation as well is like, and again, I'm sure I said this in the last episode, but just to reiterate, like in the shortest way possible, it's like Robert Smith has had decades of build up where he has much like, you know, he's had a profit to fall back on from working in the industry where he's been able to go through the periods where the economy was more stable and build up like a float almost. So he can take that gamble. And it's the same with, as much as I don't like her, Taylor Swift. The reason she can afford to give people affordable tickets, at least here in Europe, I think the American monopoly was different from what I saw with the Eras tour, is she can pay for everything outright because she's Taylor Swift and she's a billionaire. So she pays for everything. No one's owed any money. So then she can do what she wants with the pricing, because also because she's fucking Taylor Swift and they know they're going to sell tickets. Like everyone else with Ghost, it's still a gamble. And
like even with Ghost, whenever they were selling tickets, like what people don't seem to realize as well, like this, like with arenas and stuff, that the seating goes the whole way around. So they're not like, there's like literally like a quarter of the arena they can't sell.
Yeah.
You know? Because they're decent human beings and they're not trying to, sell tickets behind the fucking stage. Yeah, like he wants people to be able to see the show. Like he built the Skeletor to be seen from right at the bar and look amazing to right at the back and to look amazing. Like that show looks great from every angle, But people like Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, people like they sell very restricted view seats, and they have like screens where you're basically watching the concert movie live.
And I also don't think a lot of people realize is when you book a venue, you're paying for the venue regardless of whether you close up the top, whether you close off the back. You have to pay for that whole hall essentially.
Yeah, because they basically have to look at you and say like, well, like especially with the O2, it's like, what are you offering? Like we could have Lady Gaga in here tonight instead of you, and we know she'd sell every single seat.
Yeah,
whereas your Ghost, you might sell every single seat.
Exactly.
Which they did, thankfully.
But yeah, obviously, like I say, if you really want to go deep into it, please go listen to our episode, because we could repeat ourselves, but we'd just be doing the same episode again as last time. It's not us being dick riders; it is us just being informed on how things that people may not think about. And it's frustrating to see from someone who does. Not saying we're the enlightened ones, but you know what I mean. Like it's like when I keep saying it. Once you kind of have an understanding of these things and how it's not just Ghost and how it's like the whole industry, you start to take things less personally, and start it just lifts the anger, I suppose. At least at like your favorite artist is fucking you over, when in fact it's like, okay, your favorite artist is getting fucked over.
Yeah, and again, like it does suck. Like we're not saying it doesn't suck. It does. Like I feel really bad for people who didn't get to see the show in like South America and coming back to Europe again and in Australia and other places, because clearly he had the vision for that, because he did talk about like they were going to go to Japan and stuff,
Yeah,
because he talked about like and things like that there. So like he had a vision for the show, and it didn't. Like he's probably as disappointed or more disappointed than us, know, because like nobody puts that show together if they don't give a fuck. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. Like, and like again, if you haven't seen it, you don't like when the movie comes out with what the topic of this episode is, you'll understand what I mean. But like that show was not put together as like, oh fuck it, just put it together. Like that show was so clearly intricately put together from start to finish. Like what experience that you're gonna have from the beginning of that show. What like he clearly had a real vision of what that show was supposed to be, and he executed it. He just unfortunately executed it in a very small arena.
And also executed it in like one of the worst times in history for touring.
Yeah, like literally, like everything the worst possibly could happen happened. Because like this, like the second Peacefield starts and like cracks in through pops through the curtain, you're just immediately like, oh my god. You know what I mean? Like, whenever we saw it in Manchester, we had no idea what we were about to see. Like, had no idea what we were about to witness. And, like, I was just so mesmerized by the curtain. I didn't even see his big head on the screen singing Peace Beat. I was just looking at the curtain so much, like, wow, this is so beautiful. And also, as well, whenever this show started, and it was just that big, giant crucifix, which has become quite a contentious point on Twitter, of people saying, like, blaming that giant cross on the show not being able to move around, which probably is because it's like didn't they say it was like 150-ton weight or something?
Yeah,
like it's huge. Like loads of arenas can't hold that. But like when I saw that, I was like, if that's all the set's going to be, then that's fantastic. That And then whenever it like lifted up higher, and then you saw the church in the back, and you're like, oh shit, okay, this is really cool. And then that washed away, and then you seen even more stuff, and you're like, oh my god.
Do you know what my hot take is though? And this is just from speaking to a couple of people in other bands at the level that Ghosts were in 23. Had this have been Imperator, but in 2025, 2026, I think it still would have got pulled.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think it, like, I think obviously he made it a lot fucking harder and a lot worse. But I think the level of what Ghost was doing even in 2023 would have still got pulled. Because like I said, if Sammy fucking Hagar can get fucking pulled and he doesn't do like that big of a production really, I think, and the same with like a bunch of other bands I've seen like cancel over the years who are doing similar levels to what Ghost were in Imperator and they've had to cancel. It wouldn't surprise me if the Imperator like would have got cancelled at this point in time.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, like
because the climate is bad, like the political climate, everything is just bad right now.
Yeah,
like it's just like Sweden is getting rid of their fuel taxes because like it's so bad that people can't afford petrol to like go to work and stuff.
Yeah, and it's the same like all over the place at the minute. We're all struggling. We are all, think about it, outside of the music industry, how much have you said in this economy, oh, I can't move out of my house, parents' house because of this in the economy? Exactly the point I'm in at the minute. Like, I'm still living at home because of the economy. I am struggling to pay like for basic necessities because of the economy. Like, just take that bare basic life like situation right now and think that like it passes on through to recreational things, and you know it makes a lot more sense. Yeah, so I suppose talking about like the world getting fucked over, and let's talk about how the not only the economy but the environment's getting fucked over. Are we going to bring up the poster AI discussion?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yes, I think we have to, even though it's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, hand up, I still don't think it's AI. No. Simply because if you zoom in on the people, on especially in the first poster, because there's more people, they're all different people. You know? Yep. Like, can I say, did he use AI as a base and build off of that? I don't know. I'm not in his house. But the end poster, I don't think is AI. You know what I mean?
I think, so just in case you're new here and you've not listened to us previously, I think we have to state the fucking obvious that obviously we are very anti-generative AI in this house. So we're not just ass kissing, being like, oh, but ChatGPT is great.
We understand ChatGPT, and it said it wasn't AI.
Yeah,
I asked Twitter's AI if this poster was AI, and it said it was.
You're just as bad, my guys. Bless you.
That's a hell to die on, I guess.
Yeah, like, you know, there's the whole discussion of like not only like you know the fucking water usage, but obviously like the I could go on for ages because obviously as someone in the creative field, it fucking sucks to see so much being used, like, just like, and it's just like, just pick up a fucking pencil. Having said that, I do want to say that, yes, I do think it's fucking sus about the artist following a bunch of AI accounts, but he's also, by the looks of it, a 50-year-old dude who's not in touch with the world, potentially, and it might mean nothing, it might mean everything, we don't fucking know. But
and if it is AI, then what are we going to do? You know what I mean? That's what the poster is. I don't think the end product is AI because I just think by looking at it, because like people pointing out like hands and things, and I'm like, you're looking at a detail on a poster that is not meant to be looked at in that resolution. First and foremost, it's like, especially on the Escape from New York one. You know, it's like these are tiny people. You know, like it's like he's not going to sit there and individually draw each individual finger on a hand on a tiny person when clearly the giant decapitated papa head is the main focus. Is it a bit weird that Perpetua has Kobe as face paint?
Yes.
Yeah, that's very weird. What the fuck is that about? Like before this fan base lost any sense of whimsy, that would have been the talking point.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would have been like exciting.
Why the fuck has he got Kobe's face paint on? Hello?
Yeah, like, that should have and would have in 2022. That would have been like, oh my god, we're all about to explode. Let's have 13 different theories about why that is. But now it's just like, oh, that means it's AI instead of somebody's being lazy. No, somebody did that intentionally. This is Tobias Forge. He's not gonna let somebody do something unintentionally to his art and his vision.
Yeah. Do you think he's gonna have that poster shown to him and be like, yeah, that's fine? Is he not like? Do you think Tobias Forge is a smart man? He's not gonna look at that poster and be like, that. Like I think he'd be the first person to be like, that's not what my face paint looks like.
Yeah.
You know? I think it just confirms my fact that Kopi is just Tobias at this point when he's just wearing an extra rubber mask on top of it.
I think, like I said, I think that will come into, like, we'll understand that a bit more why. But it's exactly like what you say. Like, as someone who does do art myself, I get so weird by people, like, scrutinizing such the tiny details when, like you say, it's meant to be looked at as a whole and sort of, like, and also, fucking human error exists, guys. Come on. If you look at some of my artwork, I fuck up hands all the time because I'm not a very good artist. Not saying this guy isn't, but I'm just saying, like, that still could come into play. I'm gonna pull up because I hear no one fucking talking about this point right now, and I know it doesn't solidify, like, Tobias' stance on AI, but I just found it fucking interesting, and I've got the screenshots here. In the Yoki Berg interview, I believe it was the 5th episode, he went on a massive tangent about social media and how it was good for, you know, and funny enough, this is also ties into another point that I really want to make, but I'm not ready to have that conversation yet, where he said about, like, how it's good because you discover things about conflicts in certain countries and how things are over there. Massive tangent, I'm not going to paraphrase all that, but then he says, just on the subject of social media, just as with Bitcoin, AI, social media, there is a glimmer of hope that looking ahead, it is just one power cut away from ceasing to exist. Now, to me, that sounds like a man that is, you know, not very fond of it. And the problem is I think people need, because we don't have fucking comprehension anymore of subtleness. Because quite often on this podcast, I think we've not outright said we hate a certain country in the Middle East right now who are killing children. But I think we've made it pretty fucking obvious with the way we've talking about support for Palestine that we do not like that country. So I feel like unless Tobias Forge stands there with a fucking sign saying, I hate AI, they're not going to take him seriously, but they're not looking at the nuance and the subtleness of what he's saying.
Like, another thing as well is, like, first off, no one's ever asked him about AI in an interview, so, you know, he doesn't have social media.
He's not going to be out here tweeting about it, about how much he hates AI. Like, when he is doing interviews, the interview is about Ghost and what's coming up, and to get people hyped about his art. Like, unless the question comes up about AI, when is he going to talk about it?
This is a man who doesn't like cell phones. Do you think he likes AI?
Yeah, but also with that Yoki interview, like, conversation, they were having, Yoki was being like, the way people think Tobias is about social media. Like, he hated it. He hates it. He talks about the fact that it's not a good place for artists to be in. You know, like, you kind of, like, constantly searching for, like, gratification and people praising you, and, like, you see a lot of criticism and you don't like it, and he doesn't like social media. And then Tobias is on the other side of the table being like, well, social media is actually pretty good because it connects people and it lets people talk about conflicts that don't get news broadcasts and stuff. And I was like, this is the man that people act like wants to come in and just smash all the computers that have social media. It's like, he himself knows the importance of social media. Like, he was a big MySpace user. What he does not, it's not that he doesn't like social media. I completely, I feel like I understand him. It's not that he hates social media, he hates modern social media. Because whenever social media started to get monetized, and you got influencers and all this stuff, and you get, you know, all these things that got there, and everybody could make money off of stuff, the internet became such a fucking cesspool of regurgitated bullshit, you know, and people just
fake news and all sorts.
Yeah, fake news, talking a load of shit. People talking about topics that they literally have no fucking comprehension over, and it just becomes this big melting pot of shit. Whereas, like, if you go back, like, if you think, like, I know a lot of you are too young. I don't want to sound like, well, back in my day, but, like, even, like, MySpace, whenever MySpace existed, it was really, like, MySpace was so cool.
It's MySpace.
We all learned to code from that shit. Like, that's why I
Yeah.
fucking know how to do some of the shit in my job. My job is fucking in social media. Not fucking in social media, but you know what I mean. I'm not on
I ended up on
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
But you know what? My job is social media, and I fucking despise the state of social media at the minute.
It's that post on that other post on Tumblr. I think it was Tumblr or something, where it's like a conversation on Twitter is like, I really hate pancakes. Oh, so you hate waffles then?
I also would like to point out that because most people probably don't even know who Yoke Berg is, on Yoke's latest album, which is why they were having these episodes, it was to promote that new album. There's actually a little disclaimer, obviously it's in Swedish, that basically says no AI was used on the making of this record.
Yeah.
So not that says a lot about Tobias himself, but I'm just saying it's like, it seems to be, he's in that realm of people that think like that.
Yeah. The man who himself craves physical media.
Yeah.
And has a huge collection of physical media. I don't think this man is going to be like the first to jump on the train of AI. Like also as well, the thing with AI is like there are AI tools that are good, but it's generative AI that sucks ass. Like there's some AI tools that people use in the film industry and stuff to make animating easier, to make editing easier, to make, you know, like this thing, AI in the music industry that they use to make editing easier, production and all that there. That's not the AI that he like.
AI tools that help with like diagnosing cancer and stuff. That's not what anybody's talking about. We're talking about generative AI.
And I don't think that man.
Oh, sorry, Karen.
No, I just don't think that man is going to be the first to jump on. Like, if you want to see heartbreak, go look at Rob Halford's Instagram account.
Oh God, that is an old man who's.
Stop! AI generated yourself with pictures of cats.
I'm gonna obviously say obviously it's been very hard as a photographer to differentiate and not feel guilty about certain things, because even using auto selection, which has existed since Photoshop's fucking existed, is technically AI. It's taking what's in the photo and scanning it and using the intelligence to pick the thing you're trying to tell it to pick, or facial recognition in cameras. That's technically AI. But it's just been a different type of AI from, that's existed since the dawn of these technologies. It's like you say, it's the generative one where it becomes dangerous. But as a photographer, you're kind of should I even be using auto select right now? And you start shitting yourself. But on
the topic of the posters, I really like them. The only thing I don't like is the font for the actual title of the movie.
I'm a simple girl. You throw something purple at me, and I am a slag.
Again, as well with the style of the poster, that style of photo composition poster has existed since posters existed for movies.
It reminded me in a more modern example of the Stranger Things posters, and that shit.
Yeah,
ChatGPT didn't. Well, I don't know if it existed in 2016 the way it did now, but it wasn't as not to the way it is now.
2022 is when ChatGPT came about.
Oh, was it? So
So,
but look at that. Look at those posters. It's exactly the same. And someone made an interesting point, and I have to agree on this. Is that obviously the way that AI works is stealing existing styles, which, like you say, look at those posters from Star Wars, every fucking
Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, that has been trained to steal that style of artwork.
Yeah.
And, that's why that poster may look like AI, because you who may be younger, and I feel like I'm being so condescending to younger people, but it's just the way it is, unfortunately. I'm an old bitch. But, to them it looks like AI. To us it looks retro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that like a movie poster, because AI was trained on those movie posters.
Yeah. But I like the posters. Again, the only thing I don't like is the font that the Too Big to Rig is in.
Yeah.
I think it's just a bit, because I was gonna buy a T-shirt that had Too Big to Rig on it, but I just don't like the way. I actually love the new Ghost logo that's been used.
Yes, I love it so much.
And stuff. It's really nice. That's really, really pretty.
It's so shiny and so I love it.
But I just don't like the Too Big to Rig. It's just a block. It's still very in line with everything else that's on the poster. But I think it's just very. I just kind of wish the title wasn't on the poster. You know what I mean? I just kind of wish.
Yeah, that
We'll
could,
edit
yeah,
it out, it's fine.
the font could be a little more like, I don't know, zhuzhy, like a little more
Like if you look at the
look-
right here, right now, right here, right now font, it fits really nice into the poster because it has the
Mm.
clock and everything on it.
yeah.
You know, and so like it's kind of like a time where like we don't know what the clock means. But yeah, the font I think I would just zhuzh a bit. But that's it. That's my only kind of
Yeah.
critique about them.
Yeah.
I love
Also-
the Escape from New York one. That's
Right?
I need that on a t-shirt. I will buy that if it goes on a t-shirt or whatever.
But can we also say, I've got 2 points. The Escape from New York, people were trying to say, oh, they're all wearing the same clothes. That's how I know what they are. It's an Escape from New York reference. In that movie, New York is a prison, so they're all wearing the same clothes.
Shock horror, a bunch of metalheads are all wearing leather jackets.
More news at 11. That's never happened before, apparently.
No.
But the other thing I wanted to say, how I am excited because this has never come up before. I'm a big fat person. all of the merch that has come out with this release, all of it has been released in extended sizes.
Inclusivity, yay.
Yay! This is the first time I have been able to buy a Ghost hoodie because it's in my fucking size. So good job, Global, for finally fucking listening. I've been tweeting y'all for 4 years.
I will say, Ghost has been pretty good with it, like inclusive kind of like extended sizes in their merch for a while now. Like I know it's taken a while for the US store to kind of catch up with that, but like the European one, they've gone up to 4XL for a couple of years now. You know,
Yeah. The US store has been really bad about that. Like it's barely like every once in a while they'll get a 4XL, but this one everything goes up to 5X, and I'm like, thank you. Now me and my other big fat girlies, we can rep our favorite band, and I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Please take all my money.
That's the downside, you're gonna be poorer now.
Yeah.
It's the price that comes with inclusivity.
I got my too big to rig hoodie on pre-order. I got my Deep Profundus t-shirt just came yesterday, so I'm like I'm in and repping right now.
That's the other thing I want to talk about merch as well. Actually, that t-shirt that they did, the one with the auteur one with like Perpetua on the film camera, probably one of my favorite t-shirts they have
a
ever
lot of people
done.
don't know that's a reference either.
Yeah, it's a reference to a movie called The Stuntman, which I think I've seen one time. It's got Peter O'Toole in it. That's all I know. I know it's Peter O'Toole's in it, and I know he's a bit weird in it. Like he's playing like a kooky director. But the poster for that movie has always been really gorgeous, and it's like also just a great like little pick. If you know what I mean, like a great such a niche little movie reference, because it's not like, again, like Escape from New York is like a really kind of not popular, but it's a well-known movie, whereas I feel like The Stuntman is not, and I love whenever like more niche movies kind of get referenced and things, because it means I can add to my letterbox list.
Well,
I can watch.
Talking about references quickly, I've got a feeling like, because we've already seen a couple of Spinal Tap references, but like if you've seen Spinal Tap, you know that it's like just a film, like a mockumentary of like how a tour can go wrong, and I think we're going to see a lot more of that. And it's just going to be like his Spinal Tap.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because obviously the tour did go wrong because it didn't finish.
Yeah.
But
thankfully nobody was crushed by a Stonehenge, which happened in the second Spinal Tap movie.
Yep. And that's the reference to the D, the saddest tone that it can be, and that no one clicked that was a Spinal Tap reference, and I was really sad about it.
I didn't get it either, to be honest. I'm going to be honest, I've only ever seen Spinal Tap like one or two times.
It's so ghost coded. I've got a thread on Twitter that is just like Spinal Tap moments that ring ghosts, and it's like there have been 37 members of this band over the years. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's great. It's also a fun fact where Metallica got the Black Album idea from, because they themselves in Spinal Tap do like an album cover which is completely black, and they was like, none more black. Shall we talk about the trailer?
Yes.
Can we talk about, okay, before we get onto the details, just because I want to quickly discuss this, can we talk about Cologne Gate and how
beautiful. It was so beautiful. It felt like old Ghost Twitter.
It did.
Everybody's like, find out what this perfume is right now. I need to smell exactly like Perpetua.
If you haven't seen the
Gorgeous.
trailer, go watch it, and it does like a little pan of like Papa's dressing area, and there's like a little out of focus cologne, and all of us were just like, okay, what does this guy smell like?
I love it.
I found the instance within like 3 minutes. That one was easy because it was closer and in focus, or like compared to the cologne. But then the cologne, like I think it took Ghost Twitter like
less than an hour,
like right around an hour, something like that. It took a couple minutes, but we got there.
Hang on, I will actually look now in our group chat. In one of our group chats, where is it? The screenshot was put in at 2:15, and by 2:33, Lost had already been like, I think I found it. 15 minutes it took Loz to find it from in our server. What's really funny is I found it around the exact same time because she put in a better quality of it, and when I clicked it into the Google search thing, it was like, this perfume company worked with Carrie Fisher. And I was like, that's probably it.
That's
that's it.
That's probably it.
But yeah, no, I think the trailer looks stunning.
It's beautiful.
Obviously, it shows you like clips from the Mexico show, but then it's also showing like behind the scenes of like the riggers doing rigging, and like Kristen Mulhern's in it, like, and a bunch of other crew members being interviewed. So we think it's going to be like a concept movie mixed in with like, you know, the behind the scenes, a bit like Green Day's Bullet in a Bible. Plenty of other concept movies, and I think there's a lot of people that were like on the fence of like, oh, we just kind of wanted just a straight up concept movie and we didn't want any interruptions. But then there was a lot of people being like, if this is just a concept movie, it's a bit of a lazy cop out. I want to know everything, so I'm excited to see what they all say.
Same. I will say as well, if you've never like I know a lot of people in the Ghost fan base, this is the first time like with a band they've really been invested in. And if you've not really explored concert movies before, I would recommend go looking for some. Like, again, Green Day's Bullet in a Bible is a really good one to start with because American Idiot is like one of the best albums ever. And it's just a really well put together documentary. Also as well, like, even if you don't like her, Katy Perry, A Part of Me is a really good one to watch. Metallica has one for their Black album, which is kind of like a mixture of a documentary making the album, some tour stuff, some, you know, all these things. Like, I would, again, just in general, I would recommend watching more band-related documentaries, even for artists you don't like, to a point. Like, if it's a Chris Brown thing, don't watch it. Fuck that man. But, like, to a point, you know, like, I don't like the Beatles, but I'll watch a Beatle documentary because I'm interested in it, you know, like, because you learn more, you get exposed to more stuff, and then, like, I think watching a couple before you go into this movie might kind of desensitize you to that style of concert movie, you know, where you're not constantly just being like, oh god, they're breaking up the set list again. It's like, no, it works whenever I swear it works really well.
Even if you do find it gets in the way and you're like, I just want to watch the concert movie, most of the time these bands will put out, like, if there's like a DVD, there'll be like a version where it's like just a concert, and if there isn't, one of us will cut it down.
If there isn't, God will find a way.
We'll find a way.
But there's clearly going to be like a live album or something of this, you know.
Yeah, there's got to be.
I hope so. Also, as well, if anybody who works at Ghost hears this, make another VHS tape, please. I loved that the first time. I still have it sitting. I have a little shelf with all my right here, right now stuff. I would like to make a too big to rig shelf. Thank you.
Yeah, that delighted me to no end. The fact that we get cassette tapes and VHS tapes with this band is like, yes, please, but more.
The people even though for physical media.
Even though with the VHS tape they put it out for $39.99 and it sold out, and then they brought it back like 20 minutes later and it was $49.99.
Yeah,
sneaky.
And then it went up again, I think, as well after that. And you're like, hang on a minute.
Someone in the fucking marketing department's playing with us. So now that we've seen that, like, the cast and crew are kind of getting interviewed, do you think we're going to get interviews with Tobias, or do you think Papa is still going to be an enigma? Like, do you think we'll get to see him put makeup on, or do you think they're still going to keep that pretty hush-hush?
In my heart, I want it. but in my brain, I know probably will not see him
Yeah,
putting
it's
makeup on.
But
I
what
think
they
it's gonna be
could
pretty.
do, what they could do though, is they might do that thing where you have like most of the movie where you don't see him talking, but because clearly they're showing like him getting ready too. Like you have a lot of moments underneath the stage with him, you know, like you see
but
him
that's
putting his hat and
Papa.
stuff on. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you're gonna see all that, right? And then by the end of it, like they might do the Netflix thing at the end of the movie, where then there's like an empty chair, and then he comes and sits down, and he's like, you know, is like, and then he gets interviewed for like 5-10 minutes or whatever, you know, like they do that thing, you know, because they know people want to hear him talk, you know, like he has to know people want to, like he is this type of man that's like, I'm not good looking and I'm not interesting and nobody really cares, so I'm all right. Nobody needs to hear from me. And the entire fan base is like grabbing him around the shoulders, like, we want to hear from you.
I think it
we
will
like
be
hearing
scary.
you speak.
I think if they did show like Tobias getting into character, that would scare me a little bit because as much as I want to see it, I'd feel like this is one of the final walls that are being broken, and
Yeah.
there's no coming back from.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, I don't think we'll see him like getting into pop or costume burning. I don't think.
I just want to see him put a contact lens in.
Or take one eye and just be like, oh, afterwards, you know, like, oh. But no, but I do think maybe they'll talk to him maybe at the end of the movie, like maybe we'll get a conversation with him, you know, about the kind of the thought of the show or like what he thinks of the show, like how it ended up the way it ended up or whatever.
Imagine if we get like, I don't know if anyone's seen the latest series of Clarkson's Farm where it starts with him like being dramatically whisked away in an ambulance because of the food poisoning. Can you imagine if this starts like that?
Oh my god.
That would be hilarious.
Like I am so excited for this. Also, what's really funny is that voice at the beginning of the trailer. In my head, I was like, "Is that Werner Herzog?"
Yeah,
but it sounded like an awful lot like Werner Herzog.
Yeah, it was also kind of Vincent Price coded and like.
Yeah, if you don't know who Werner Herzog is, I implore you to just go find some interview clips of that man. He's a German director. He's so kooky and weird. I love him so much.
And he's also the reason that Grogu is with a puppet and a practical effect instead of CGI, because he loves that baby.
Yeah, you know, you probably heard his voice. Have you heard that audio on TikTok? I would like to see the baby.
Oh, that's him.
That's Werner Herzog. Werner Herzog, off topic slightly for 2 seconds, and then I'll get back. I promise I won't run on like I normally do. But one time he was held, he got shot one time in the middle of an interview, like with an air gun.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he was like, "It's fine," and he's like, and the interviewer's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "It is not a significant bullet."
Wow.
Like honestly, I love him. Sorry, anyway, keep going.
I just want to, before we bring up any like final discussions, I just want to put one fucking thing to bed because I think this person was joking at first, but like I just want to put it I'm just put it to bed. Our guy does not control the fucking IMAX ticket prices.
Do you think Tobias Forge is sitting in a Zoom call with like whoever, like Trafalgar or whatever, and all this? I'd be like, guys, I think we should specifically make the IMAX tickets at £21, just because I think that's a funny number. No, that's how much IMAX costs.
Have y'all been to a movie recently? Like, hello, it costs $20 to go to the movies now. Welcome to the rest of the world.
And again, the economy.
Yeah, but it's not even just an economy. Like, for IMAX, it is that anyway. Like, because a lot of times whenever they show IMAX films, they have to use, there's only 40 IMAX film cinemas around the world, right? Like, the ones that can show 70mm film. This film was not shot on 70mm film. It's not in there. But there's only 40 IMAX cinemas around the world shot on 70mm film. And the reason there's only 40 is because the company that runs the IMAX brand has not made an IMAX projector in 50 years for some reason.
Yeah, wasn't there that video I sent in our group chat the other day where the guy had to literally like explain how like 70mm works, and they had to run it through like an old style projector, because it's not like I think I imagine what's happening with our movie is it's been shot on that and then obviously been made into a digital file to then be played.
It was shot on 16mm and then it was transferred to digital, because 16mm is the closest you're going to get to be able to have like a high quality IMAX kind of, worthy film picture, because like IMAX screens as well. Like I don't know, like I'm not. I don't know if I've never been to an IMAX cinema before because one, very expensive, but also there's not very many. There's one screen in Northern Ireland, one digital IMAX screen. And the screens for IMAX, right? Normal cinema screens, if you're thinking of your normal cinema, you will see the wall, like around the screen. Like you'll see the bottom of the floor. Like there's usually like a big gap at the bottom of the screen where where it's just wall. There's wall on the sides, wall on top. IMAX screens go from wall to wall, floor to ceiling.
Yes. They are gigantic, huge, humongous, like several stories tall.
They are giant screens. So that is why it costs so much, because there's usually only one screen per cinema anyway that is a digital IMAX screen. So again, they have to make it, it's like concert venues. They have to make it worth the while of showing this, like whatever. Again, Billie Eilish just got released in a concert movie. They can show it in IMAX. They know everything's going to sell out. They can still charge £28 for it. Like Ghost, they're like, oh, like they have to not show the Odyssey for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, which again has made like 200 million or whatever in like the first weekend or whatever. It's like, it's very limited space, so the tickets cost more to kind of like make it worthwhile for the cinema to show it.
Yeah.
Because again, they have to cut. It's like with venues, like cinema gets, like the actual cinema chain gets part of the money from the ticket. Then it goes I can just tell a lot of people just don't understand how money works a lot of the times. When it comes to like business, you can just tell a lot of people don't understand how money works. But yeah, it's an event.
Okay. You'll get your first job soon.
Yeah. Like it's an event. It's an event cinema experience. So that again, that's going to up the price, and it's an IMAX event cinema experience. So then again, it's up in the price. Because if you check, because I know it's like at least here in Northern Ireland, it's shown on the Wednesday, Thursday, and then Saturday, because it's not showing anything on Friday. And the Saturday screening is just a normal screen, and it's like way cheaper than £36-40 it cost me. As I go through the checkout, like, oh my god, I've never had to pay this much for a cinema in my life. But it's worth it to see Perpetua that big.
To wrap up, I guess, what kind of stuff is there anything else that you have theories on or anything?
My wonder is, are they gonna mention the body double?
Well, we've seen in the trailer that they're showing Majesty, so I'm very fucking excited about that for a billion reasons. The fact that they've even shown a clip of that, I'm like, okay, they're showing more than I thought they would.
Yeah, but they're clearly showing what they recorded. Like, obviously, there's like the stuff on the side. Like, I know a lot of people still don't really understand the point of the body double. I know some people were like, well, "What's the point?" Like it's theatrical. Just deal with it.
Yeah.
Like I think it's more fun to watch Perpetua run on stage at the end of Umbra, singing Umbra, and then run off stage and immediately go into Year Zero, and he's standing fully dressed in a different outfit.
I can't remember which show. I can remember which show it was, because it was the only show I went to where I was stood on sort of Sodo's side. So during that bit in Umbra, obviously, like, the body double was running, and I could see Tobias standing at the bottom of the stairs with his big stupid hat, like waiting to go on and just vibing. Yeah. That was fun. The
O2 was funny when we saw it in the O2. Whenever he ran over to where Phantom's side, I looked at him and I was like, "You're not Tobias Forge, are you?"
This guy's like whole physique has changed.
Yeah, I was like, "You're a larger man. Where's my skinny man?" But like, again, I think it's more fun. Like, again, theatrically fun. Just like have him be on stage, run off stage, and immediately like bail, and like, he's in a complete like, wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, within like that was a good quick change.
Yeah. But I wonder if they will talk about that. Like, I don't know if they will or not. Like, maybe after all of the body double bits happen.
I want to know who it is, because I want to know if they employed someone specifically to do that, or if it is literally just someone who's already on the crew and be like,
Steve,
okay, we got an extra job for you.
You get to be Tobias tonight.
Yeah. Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be
Tobias Forge. Oh,
can you imagine? Okay, quick. I don't know. What was the equivalent of Stars in Your Eyes in America, if there was one?
Oh,
where But like,
I don't know.
for anyone who doesn't know what I'm on about, there used to be this TV show called Stars in Your Eyes, and like people would go on and it'd be like, tonight, Matthew, I'm gonna be like Celine Dion, and then they'd walk away into a smoke, and then like literally a split second later, obviously when they filmed it, there was like probably a half-hour like getting ready segment, but they edited it so like they literally came out of the smoke within 3 seconds as like fucking Celine Dion and stuff, and then they would just sing like whoever their idol song was. Can you imagine if they brought that back and someone was Ghost, like did the Ghost song?
I'd do it.
I'd do it. I reckon.
Now we're jealous.
Storage from Ghost. So yeah, I wonder if they're going to talk about the body double. I wonder, are we going to get like any conversation about maybe like outside of like rigging the stage? Are we going to get any conversation about like the art design that goes into like went into the actual show itself? You know, like the costumes.
Oh,
Because I know that like that big tour book they released, which was so nice. Oh my god, that tour program that they released after they came to Europe, so I had to buy it off the American website. Yeah, can we have more of that? Please, I would love more of that. Like, I'd love more, just to hear somebody talk about the process of coming up with costumes and things.
Honestly, yeah, man, if we could get like interview with like B. Okerlund and stuff, that would be so cool.
Yeah,
I still think, and I want to say her name's Lindsay. She kind of said a similar thing to me of what I said ages ago. Where, do you remember I said like, because some people had heard them sound check Cenotaph, and I said maybe at the end of the movie they'll perform that to an empty arena as a like kind of like see you soon kind of thing. I think Lindsay said like, imagine if they put like fan pictures up during that section.
Yeah. If they do that, there's going to be a Looney Tunes shape of me in the IMAX screen, of just crashing through the screen.
That kills the man.
Yeah,
I'd be ready to fight him.
Yeah, I haven't listened to Skeletor in like 2 weeks, like the other day, and I was listening to it in order, and I was like really fine, and then I got to Cenotaph, and I haven't been singing out loud because I was making my dinner, and I got to Cenotaph, and I started singing Cenotaph, and I was like,
I know, like I got to the point where I was like, okay, I got this. I can listen to Cenotaph without crying. And then I hadn't listened to Skeletor like straight through in a couple of weeks. And then I got to Cenotaph and I just fucking bawling while I'm driving, and I'm like, this is
not to bring the mood down, but my cat passed away a couple of weeks ago, and I hadn't listened to Ghost like for quite a while before, and then I was like, right, I can do this. And first off, on a happier note, when you've not listened to Ghost for freaking ages and then you suddenly listen to the game, it's like getting like being blue-balled for ages and then suddenly like listening, it just suddenly feels better. But then like
shocking you with like a you know,
but both for obvious reasons, Cenotaph and Excelsis came on, and I was like, yeah, I cannot do this right now.
I will say, hearing that little kid at the beginning of Peace Field, I was like, oh, I miss this so much. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be like a mess in that cinema. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Well, me and the Swedes were because fun fact, if you're also Swedish, I'm not Swedish, but long story short, I'm going to be in Sweden when the movie's out, so like I'm temporarily Swedish and therefore I've had to suffer the crimes that the Swedes have gone through. For some reason, we got the tickets a day late than everyone else, but we were talking earlier, like trying to debate about what like we do, because we're insane and we're going to go to multiple screenings, as we do with Right Here, Right Now. And we was trying to say like, okay, do we go to a regular showing first because we're going to be crying, and then go see the IMAX later because then we can actually like, you know, take it in properly for what it is and have less shock, or, you know, do we just go see an IMAX? So we have gone for the IMAX option first, and it's all going to be a blur. I'm just saying, because I will be crying.
I'm going to be excited to finally hear Peace Field while I know the lyrics fully.
Oh yeah, you didn't have that.
I never had that. Or Umbra as well, actually. I didn't know the words to Umbra. Though we did learn, like, when we were doing the O2, we learned a little bit of Peace Field in the queue. And when we were singing it, and he kind of looked at us like, How do you know that already?
I was gonna say that happened in Birmingham with Peacefield, and like me and Loz and Cammy were like at the front, like singing along to it, and he did kind of look over, being like, "How the fuck do you know this?" And I'm like, "We're not going to tell you about the bootleg audio we've been listening to on repeat over the last 3 days."
Or the fact that somebody who was at the secret preview of the album wrote the lyrics down and posted them on the internet for everybody to see.
Oh, but no, I'm excited. I haven't felt this excited for a long time.
I'm really excited for you. Like I'm like we're switching places. Like last time I was in Sweden and you were at home. Now you're gonna be in Sweden and I'm gonna be at home. I'm really excited for that.
My first Swedish cinema trip.
Hey, but you know what? At least you're hopefully not gonna have a mental breakdown because, like, okay, this is like kind of awkward. So right here, right now. At the end he watches his mom die, which fun fact that happened to me. But ciao.
Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing.
So me and one of the Swedes like are in the same boat, and we were just sitting there like it's supposed to be like, you know, like not that big of a deal in the movie. But we're both having mental breakdowns because we were in the same boat and like crying and like losing it. Everybody else is like, what's going on in the movie theater right now? And our one friend was sitting in the middle like, what am I?
What I do? Just it's fine. We're fine. But it's gonna be fun. I'm super excited to see, like, just to see it again, because like I said earlier, it's one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Yes. I know, like, a lot of people are like kind of like who haven't seen it are kind of like, you know, hurt, but I promise you, like, please just go see it. You will you'll understand what the hype was, because I know there's been a lot of like
on the other end and you're still miserable. Just fuck off.
Yeah, like I get it. I say I get it. I obviously don't, but like I can understand like the FOMO. But and I know there's people that long for the Imperial era and they, you know, feel like this era wasn't that great. But honestly, it really was fucking great.
Yeah,
it really was. It was good, and like coming into me, I'm like, Copia's my favorite Papa. Whatever, like he's, you know, I came in the Imperial era, so like. Yeah. I was really scared, like, oh no, what if I don't like Ghost anymore? What if, like, I don't like the new Papa? Like, I had all of these fears, and then, like, as soon as that curtain dropped, it's like, nope, it's all gone. Like, I'm here, and it's good, and nothing else matters right now.
It made me laugh when like one of the longtime fans kind of came out and said like, by the way, if this is your first like Papa changeover, you're not gonna like him for a while. And literally like within 2 seconds of like, even when we got that little rotoscope, Zoetrope like preview, I was like, I'm down. I love him.
They're like, oh my god, is he not wearing a rubber mask anymore? I'm so in. I'm so sold.
By the way, I'm joking when I say this, but I was like, maybe I am capable of having an affair. Maybe I know. Like the way I was so down for like Copia, I was like, nah, nothing can ever replace him. As soon one look at like Perpetua, I was like,
he's his hotter brother.
Sorry, who? Papa for who?
Shut up, Copia. Sorry, no, I'm just kidding. Come back, Copia. But well, another thing as well, like just to kind of like, round it up as well. Like another thing as well, you like, I'm really excited for people to hear where they hear Tobias sing, because like with Copia, for right here right now, like clearly there was part of it was like him singing live, but another part of it was clearly he had to record, you know,
like overdub.
Yeah, overdub himself, because the like if you listen to like it's really weird. Like I guarantee a lot of people haven't. Go back and listen to Copia singing, right?
It is different.
And then listen to Tobias sing, like Perpetua singing. Day and day, like he's still a good singer, but you can clearly tell that he's like, you know, a lot more muffled, and like clearly he can't open his mouth as much as he wants to, you know. And then Perpetua came along, and this man's just like, oh, no. So
Yeah.
This is what's going to be interesting for me, who obviously wasn't at the Mexico show, because like where me and like a couple of other people were at the LA show, we knew the comparison. So like we straight up knew that like 20s, for example, was a redub, because it was like, well, where's the mistakes? Because you fucked up on both nights. So it's going to be interesting to try and figure out. Like I'm relying on the Mexican guesties to kind of say like whether like no he sounds different or not.
Well, I kind of you like I wasn't at LA, but I could tell that he had to overdub it anyway, because of how clear it sounded, you know. So it's just immediately because like as well because he mentioned as well about I think it was a Kiss album, like one of their Kiss live albums that wasn't really a live album. Like he mentioned that during My Here Right Now, and I was like, I see what you did. Because I guess it's live. Like, there's a lot of live audio in there, but clearly he's also had to overdub himself. So, like, it's not all live, but it is still live.
I still want the outtake version of 20s because the fumbles were so funny.
I just want any outtake of him singing Kaiserian, to be honest. I don't know why the hell he decided to make Kaiserian the opening track and then also the opening song of the album on tour.
I feel bad for bullying him over Kaiserian all these years because he came out obviously and said like he had a panic attack during Kaiserian because it's so wordy, and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
That's your own fault. You wrote it. Sympathies, sorrows, but also you did that to yourself. You're the one that decided to write a song that had 4 million words a second, and big words at that. It was like.
I suppose one last final question I think I have. Do you think we're going to get a like a single like we did with The Future is a Foreign Land?
Ooh, I really hope so. Like none of us expected it.
Yeah.
And we got it. So I don't know. Especially since there's like no lore or whatever reason to introduce it. But also, like, I don't know, he said that he basically has a lot of stuff that he's recorded that he hasn't released.
That's the thing. I think it's going to be like an unreleased like skeleton track or something if it exists.
Or what could happen is the end credits could be Cenotaph.
I'm going to fucking kill myself.
And it's going to, because he talks about, like, they've talked a few times about how it's like a love letter to fans who went and ones who didn't. And, like, it could be just a love letter to, like end credits could kind of be the same as, Futures of Foreign Land. It's like, was lots of pictures and stuff, but it's instead of like, Colonel Gaddafi or whatever, it's, it's you from Minnesota. Wow. But you know what I mean? Like it could be that, and I think that'd be really nice.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not expecting it. It'd be nice if it does happen, but I'm not expecting it.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice if it's like again, like Cenotaph was like at the end of the movie, over the credits, and you see all the different people. If I see me in any of that, I am going to throw myself out of the cinema through the wall. Again, Looney Tune myself out of that cinema. If they put like all the people who went and stuff like that there, and you see like all different shows and stuff, and I see myself on an IMAX screen.
Well, see, there you go. Get yourself some legs that don't work good, and then you can't be in the pit, and then you don't have to see yourself, and you don't have to. You sit on the side, and then you're never in the thing. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Be like me, and then you won't cry.
Well, we were in the Manchester one, and I was like, "Oh my god!" That Manchester Goldbot banger video. It's like, "Oh, it's us!" Oh no! And then we're in the tour book as well in the centerfold.
Yeah,
oh no!
I do. The whole Right Here, Right Now era was so fucking weird for me because, like, they showed that because I didn't really fucking know that it happened because when we went to the premiere. They didn't show the bit at the beginning with all the fans and stuff. So like people were messaging me like the day of who were in a time zone ahead being like, oh my god, you're at like the beginning. And I was like, yeah, I know I'm in the movie. And they're like, no, you were like in the beginning, your blue thing. And I was like, but I didn't wear that. I haven't worn that since 2022. And then I saw it and I was like, okay, that's weird. And then obviously having me in fucking 4K freak out over his fucking socks, like actually in the movie, and thinking, this is being shown in Brazil. Why is my face in Brazil? Like, that is wild.
My favorite shot from My Here Right Now is Aino just looking bedazzled by
I
skeleton.
was showing my colleague that this morning, actually.
Full spotlight on her. Like, it's just like, right, look at her. She's like,
Perfect timing. Like, it's beautiful. I know. There she is. Look at her.
Gagged.
It's my favorite thing. And like, when every time I watch that Sims with other people, I'm like, I know her.
Oh.
That's
Look at my
friend.
friend.
And the son was like, oh, I know her. And every time I saw him, I know him. My mom was like, shh.
Oh.
Like, oh.
Anything else we want to say or add?
I love the band Ghost.
And on that note, we'll end there.
I am all ears. The Ghost Fan.